Hi, everyone. Good morning. This is Dan. Welcome to Engelgeist. For those of you that are new, welcome. For those of you that are returning, welcome back. For those of you that support me over on Patreon, thank you so very much for your subscriptions. This is the daily forecast for all signs. It is originally created for Tuesday, May 24th. It is not solely set for that date. So if you're seeing it out of date or on a different date, that's fine. The message may still make sense in your life or be for you. So don't get caught up on the date. For those of you that watch regularly, you know how it works. We're building on the underpinning energy. For the new people, the underpinning energy is the Sunday video that goes out that describes what's going on underneath in the background of the week, right? So I will be referring back to those cards, which you won't necessarily see in this video, but you can reference that video from the lower left-hand corner at the end of this video. What else was I going to say? Please check out the drop-down menu. In there is some house rules, how to follow me on social media, how to book a private reading, ways to support the channel, all of that good stuff. Please like the video if you enjoyed it. Hit that thumbs up button. Share the video out. Subscribe to the channel. Comment. I do read all the questions and comments. I do appreciate them. And let's get into these cards and see what's going on. So our card for the day, oh my God, it's the Five of Wands. What is going on with her this month? We've seen her a lot, like a lot. She's actually the underpinning for this period. For the beginning of the week, she is the underpinning card, and we're in the first 2 days of the week. So her energy is underpinning not only her arrival today, but yesterday's Ace of Wands, right? So Five of Wands, like I've said a million times before, it's the whole lot of fuckery card, right? It can be like situations that annoy us, challenge us, push us. It can be arguments, fights, back and forths, disagreements. Generally, oftentimes, there is some sort of victor or winner in the situation. But always with the Five of Wands, I always think, is it worth the win, right? Is it worth the struggle, the stress, the fight, the argument, the debate, right? And especially with this Five of Wands, right? Because there's only depicted a singular woman here. And it almost looks to me as if she's like healing her wounds, cleansing herself, taking self-care rather than fighting it out with other people. And we saw yesterday's Ace of Wands, which made me feel like we were going to be strong amidst like whatever sort of challenge was presented to us from outside, right? Yet generally, as a rule, I always see the Five of Wands as an outside influence card, like it's an environmental card, you know, a problem at work or a problem within our relationships with our friends or our loved ones. That is not necessarily requiring our attention, but we can't necessarily not see it, right? And we have a choice to make. Are we going to jump in and duke it out with them to prove our point? Or are we going to kind of just watch from the sidelines? She, in this depiction, is very much watching from the sidelines, right? I also kind of get this feeling from her because there's such a self-care moment happening in this card, as far as I'm concerned. Oh, there's my alarm. Is that she's not only watching from the sidelines, but she might be licking her wounds a little bit. Hold on one second. She could possibly be tending to herself and kind of maybe even repairing herself from a sticky situation, which would be Five of Wands related, right? So if we find ourselves withdrawing or pulling back, Wands aren't necessarily a withdraw or pull back kind of sign. They're a little bit more dynamic and in your face. But to me, I don't get that vibe with this woman. This woman in this particular Five of Wands card makes me feel like, not that we need to withdraw, but that we need to put ourselves first. And I kind of feel safe in saying that because yesterday we did see that Ace of Wands, which would be the focus on the self and it being of the same suit. You know, how do we tend to our own spirit? How do we harvest health or well-being within our own spirit amidst the chaos that is going on around us, right? Like whether things are working against us or for us, how do we care for that spirit within, right? Those desires within, the needs, the hopes, the dreams, all of that. Amidst the naysayers, right? Amidst the people that want to talk us down out of the tree. And I don't mean that in a bad way, but they, you know, they might have a difference of opinion, or they might be, you know, absolute pricks even. And how do we kind of maintain our space, our spirit, and our own trajectory amidst that? And I kind of get that feeling from this particular Five of Wands card. Is it's about letting others be who they need to be, say what they need to say. We don't necessarily have to get caught up in that or make that our fight. I definitely get this distinction from her, different than other Wands cards, where withdrawing, letting go, pulling back, tending to oneself is going to be key here. Again, I always say this also, fives are transitory, right? So this is a change or a shift, a transit, moving from one situation to another, or one way of being within a situation to another. If this is a situation that we're dealing with, and each one of you may be experiencing this situation in a different area or aspect of your life, if we are used to dealing with this in a certain way, like maybe lashing out, fighting back, defending ourselves, being, you know, loud, whatever that is, I get that this is the opposite of that, right? Or a different way of being. The change in the five is maybe us changing how we interact with a stale, old, kind of emotionally charged situation that normally would have maybe pressed our buttons in the past. But now it's like, no, you know, you can just be who you are. You can behave the way you need to behave, but I'm going to be over here kind of taking care of myself. And in that way, we kind of win, right? We kind of become our own victor in the sense that we don't get sucked up into whatever the drama du jour may be, right? So keep that in mind. Remember, she is underpinning this also. So there could be an intensity around the situation today, or a more obvious need to address the situation, where I feel like her showing up again is a reminder to us, or a doubling down of, nope, just take care of you, just do you. Nothing to see here kind of vibe that I'm getting from this. Don't let it kind of wreck your mood or your viewpoint on how well you're doing, or which path your life is taking, or whether or not you're being successful. Don't let that bring you down in a way. Okay? Remember the words on the grounding stones the last 2 days. The one for the week is about freedom. So maybe we're trying to find freedom from whatever this situation may be for us, whatever this argument or disagreement or go around that might happen cyclically every so often in our lives, where we're like, ugh, why am I dealing with this type of person again? Or why are they saying this to me again? I'm over it, right? Well, she truly looks over it. She looks like she's moved in a different direction as far as I'm concerned. And not a bad direction, just a direction where she's aware of what's going on, but she's not necessarily involved, right? There is a vulnerability to her nakedness, which I like that, in the sense that it's like we're tending to ourselves today. We're not worried about what others are doing or saying or being or how. Do you know what I mean? And there's that freedom stone that underpins all of this, where we might be breaking free of some sort of cycle or behavior button that normally would push in a certain way for us and is no longer working. And that's a good thing, ultimately, is my feeling, that it really is a good thing. All right, let's look at the Sacred Traveler Oracle card. It is passion and pleasure. I love this. Because again, I think we saw these two cards together, because the first thing that pops into my mind as I look at this card is that fire at the center that they're dancing around. Fire is wands, fire is spirit, fire is desire, fire is goals, right? Savor your life. Don't let the other people, places, things, ideas, politics, drama get in your way of experiencing your own passion and pleasure and enjoying your own life. Listen to your own intuition. We have the moon up here, kind of, they're dancing under the moon and enjoying themselves. The fire within this woman or within this card even, passion and pleasure burns bright, strong. You know, it is not to necessarily be contained in a way. That doesn't necessarily mean that we need others to understand it or agree with it. And I feel like the Five of Wands might be indicating that to us. When we try and force others to understand our desires, our passions, our pleasures, what drives us spiritually or, you know, at a deeper level, and they don't necessarily get it, understand it, or can support it, we might feel forlorn or lost, or is this really the right thing? And second guess it. Don't. Savor it, enjoy it, go after it, create that joy that we saw on the grounding stone yesterday, right? We see some of that in this dancing around the fire. All of that is high vibrational energy that will help us to maintain and obtain the freedom that we're seeking from whatever situation it is that kind of is just sort of weighing down on us in a way, right? Let's go to let me read Passion and Pleasure. Savor your life. Find joy in the moment, no matter what is occurring in your life. If you simply focus on what is splendid, wonderful, and pleasurable in the moment, everything improves. Live deliciously. Love often and live fully. Cherish your friendships. Fill your life with people, experiences, and places that give you delight and joy. Let go of those people and things that don't appreciate or empower you. Give yourself permission to be happy. When the traveler meets a band of gypsies, the traveler stops to dance into the early morning hours. Sometimes we get so caught up with wondering what's around the next bend and worrying about our current challenges that we forget to focus on what's great in the moment. You're not meant to simply work hard and be diligent and practical. Embrace pleasure wherever you can. Allow your senses to be satiated. Find and explore the beauty around you. You don't need to suffer to grow. You can grow spiritually by leaps and bounds through joy. Dance, eat well, drink well, and share joy wherever you can. So again, that was the stone for yesterday. So it's kind of a reiteration of like enjoying ourselves, even in the face of adversity, right? With that Five of Wands. And here is the grounding stone for the day. It is on Tiger's Eye, and the word is generosity. And I think being generous with oneself, especially in the self-care moment of stepping away if we need to, or being generous to others by not offering up our opinions, by not offering or getting into the fight, just standing on the sidelines and watching it and letting it unfold, knowing that it doesn't necessarily have to affect us, that this too shall pass. That is the change of the five. Finding the pleasure and the passion within ourselves first and foremost, and giving that to ourselves, allowing ourselves to have that. That's the generosity of all of this. Where can we be kind and good to ourselves, and then in turn find it more easily to be kind and good to others? All of this kind of helps to create that sort of that freedom, that joy, that openness that it feels like the grounding stones are asking us to find and ground in, even as we maybe face adverse or challenging or possibly annoying situations. Does that make sense? So remember to give to yourself today, even amidst whatever might be going on. Seek out a moment to find pure pleasure and dance a little. Give that to yourself. Be generous with yourself in regards to that. You deserve it. And when you give to yourself in that way, it's almost like you're better off and you're able to be better for others or more available to others or, I don't know, in better service to yourself and others. So keep that in mind today as you move through the day. I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. Please like the video, give it a thumbs up, share the video out, subscribe to the channel if you're new to me, leave me a question or comment, and I'm always here for a private reading if you're interested. Thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow, and have a great day. Bye-bye.